Well, the World Series has lived up to the hype in my book. It is officially going to at least have a game six, so we're going to be heading back to Toronto. Some of you could argue that they've already played 5 games with the way that game three went, a full 18 inning game in game three in Los Angeles, where Freddie Freeman is a postseason hero again. Last year, he hit the walk-off grand slam. This season, he has a walk-off home run in the 8th inning to, at the time, send the Dodgers into a 2-1 series lead above Toronto. But last night, Toronto tied the series, is now tied 2-2 with an offensive surge by Toronto, taking down Shohei Ohtani. But I want to stick on the game three for a minute because this is kind of the beauty of postseason baseball, where in the regular season, extra innings has the ghost runner. So there's starting in the 10th inning, there's always a runner that will be on second base to begin the inning. It is whoever got the final out of the previous inning that team was at the plate. And that rule does not exist in the postseason, which I think is good. I understand why it exists in the regular season. We got to see a 15-inning game between Detroit and Seattle in Game 5 of the ALDS that ended up going down as a classic, and this 18-inning game in Game 3, also classic. So I feel like, again, while I get why you don't want extra innings in regular season baseball, because one, it just takes forever, and two, you deplete your bullpen in a very long season. You just go and look at some of the best memories of Major League Baseball in the postseason, and a lot of the greatest moments happen in extra innings. So you have, like, just from a Royals standpoint, you have Salvador Perez in the 2014 AL wildcard game. Hits a walk-off single down the third base line. Game 1 of the World Series 2015 for the Royals. Game 3, Freddie Freeman, walk-off home run in the 18th. Jorge Polanco in the ALDS that I mentioned earlier. So I love it. It obviously makes for a long night. Let's just take a look at that Game 3 box score. So combined, the Dodgers and Blue Jays both used 19 pitchers over 18 innings. You've already heard this one, but Shohei Ohtani got on base 9 times. He got 4 hits, and he was walked 5 times in that game. The Blue Jays just said, we're done pitching to you tonight, and just put him on base for free 4 separate times. Shohei Ohtani just keeps compiling moments of things that we either haven't seen for a long time or have never seen before, and this is just the latest in that department. It's been overall a really entertaining series. You had Game 1 where Toronto had the offensive eruption in the 6th inning, put up 9 runs, ended up winning that game 11-4. Game 2, Dodgers won 5-1. Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitched another complete game. That's back-to-back complete games for Yamamoto, and that's just something that, again, a pitcher going that deep into a game is rare, let alone doing it in back-to-back games is pretty awesome. It also kind of tells you how the Dodgers feel about their bullpen, that they're having their starting rotation go as deep as they possibly can. With that being said, they have a starting rotation that has the ability to do it for the most part. And then obviously Game 3, 18-inning thriller. Dodgers win 6-5. And then last night, Toronto makes pretty easy work of Shohei and the Dodgers to at least guarantee a Game 6. So Toronto has an opportunity to win in Rogers Center. And I know that the Dodgers were the favorites in the series, and rightfully so. A lot of people felt that the Blue Jays had no chance, that it was going to be Dodgers in 5. And honestly, the Blue Jays have not seemed intimidated to me. They seem like a team that belongs there and has kind of lived up to the expectations. Their stars have come up big. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is having an amazing postseason. Somebody that got a huge deal and a huge contract extension and has actually lived up to it. And I think this is kind of where you make your money, or you earn your money if you are a player that's getting a contract like that, and he's lived up to it. Now, Game 5 is a pitching rematch between Blake Snell and Trey Yesavage. Talked about it earlier. Game 1 did not go very well for Blake Snell. Gave up 5 earned runs and was given credit for the loss of that game. Pitched 5+ innings, came out in the 6th. Trey Yesavage pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs. Obviously didn't pitch long enough to earn the win. Just ended up having a pretty high pitch count and got taken out. And that's kind of, unless you're the Dodgers, that's kind of par for the course in the postseason, is you have a fairly short leash in October. Hopefully, though, you want both of these pitchers to be able to go long. I know that Game 3 was 2 days ago, but still want to give your bullpen a little bit of extra rest if they possibly can, with a potentially very, very important Game 6 on the horizon as well. Now, one big thing that happened in back to Game 3 was George Springer left the game in the 7th inning with what looked like an oblique injury. Toronto has been kind of weird about it and hasn't come out and said that's what it is, but that's what it looked like to everybody else with eyes. So he came out Game 3. He didn't play in Game 4, but the Blue Jays are acting like he might play tonight. So we'll see. Usually oblique injury has you out for an extended period of time, so I'd be surprised if he's good 48 hours later. But I think postseason's a little different. If you can go, you want to go. You want to be part of it. You want to contribute the best you can, and know that in a few days you can rest. And George Springer obviously has been very important to the Blue Jays this season, and honestly, just in his career as a whole, he's a really good postseason hitter. So obviously somebody that you want in your lineup. We know what he did against the Mariners in Game 7. He hit a game-winning, go-ahead 3-run shot to all but send the Blue Jays to the World Series. So, yes, Game 5 tonight, and at least a Game 6 is guaranteed as well. But the mission is simple. If you are the Blue Jays and Dodgers, it is win 2 more games before the other team wins 2 more games. It's now a best 2 out of 3 series that we're working with. So kind of hone in your focus there and look at it that way and do what you need to do. Honestly, as fans, though, let's hope that this series goes 7 games and gets into November, because it's already, I think, one of the better World Series that we've had in recent years, and it's going to go down as a classic. And hopefully Toronto comes out on top. At least I would feel like that's who you want to win, unless you are in LA or Japan. So go Blue Jays the rest of the way.